I want to ask you something. When was the last time you felt nothing? Not peace, not calm, not rest. Nothing. No sadness, no joy, no anger, no anticipation. Just empty. Like someone turned down the volume on the inside of you, and one day you noticed it was all the way down and you couldn't remember when it happened. I call it road numbness. I've talked to dozens of drivers who know exactly what I'm describing the moment I say those two words. They nod, some of them look away, because it's not something we talk about. Not on the radio, not at the truck stop, not at home. Especially not at home. But it's real, and it's more dangerous than any pothole, any ice, any criminal at a parking lot. Because a numb driver is a driver who has stopped noticing what he's losing. This is that story. Nobody wakes up one day and decides to feel nothing. It happens the way a road wears down, gradually, invisibly, under the weight of something passing over it again and again, until one day you look and the surface is gone. In the beginning, the road was interesting. I won't pretend it wasn't. The first time I crossed into Germany, the first time I drove through the Alps at night, the first time I saw the lights of Paris from a motorway overpass at 5 a.m., there was something genuinely beautiful about all of it. I felt alive on the road, free, useful. That feeling lasted maybe 2 years. Then the routine set in. The same routes, the same truck stops, the same conversations on the radio with the same kind of tired voices, the same goodbye at the door on Monday morning, the same calculations. How many more days? How many more kilometers? What time do I need to be where? Analytically, psychologists call this process habituation. Your brain stops processing familiar stimuli as significant. It filters them out to save energy. The spectacular becomes ordinary, the ordinary becomes invisible. For a truck driver, habituation means that one day you realize you have driven through 3 countries and cannot remember a single thing you saw. Not because you were distracted, because nothing registered as worth remembering. That is the beginning of road numbness. I need to describe this carefully because it is easy to confuse road numbness with tiredness or sadness or depression. It is not exactly any of those things, though it can lead to all of them. Road numbness is a specific state. Here is what it feels like from the inside. You come home after 3 weeks on the road, your children run to the door, your partner smiles, the house smells like food, and you stand there in the hallway, bags still in your hands, and you feel adjacent to the moment. Like you're watching it through glass, like it's happening to someone who looks like you but is not entirely you. You know you should feel joy, you recognize joy intellectually, but the signal between knowing and feeling has been interrupted somewhere along the way. So you smile, you hug your children, you sit at the table and eat the meal that was made for your return, and you perform all the correct behaviors of a man who has come home and is happy to be there, and nobody notices the glass. At first, this is manageable. You tell yourself it's just the transition, from the road back to real life. Give it a day, give it 2. But over time, the glass gets thicker. The transition takes longer. And eventually you start to wonder, when I'm on the road, do I miss home? And the honest answer, the one you never say out loud, is not as much as I used to. That is the moment road numbness has taken something real from you. Here is the part that nobody talks about, the part that drivers understand and nobody else does. The cab becomes home. Not as a metaphor, not as a coping mechanism. Literally, over time, the cab becomes the place where you feel most like yourself, where the rules are simple and the expectations are clear. Drive, rest, eat, drive again. There are no conversations you haven't prepared for, no emotional demands you don't have the energy to meet, no disappointments that land in your lap the moment you walk through the door,
no version of you that someone else needs you to be. In the cab, you are just a driver. And after years on the road, that simplicity starts to feel like relief. I caught myself thinking somewhere around year 6 of long-haul driving that I was more comfortable in my truck than in my own house, that the sound of the engine was more soothing than the sound of my family in the kitchen, that the motorway at night, with its repetitive white lines and its anonymous darkness, was easier than the living room. This scared me. It should have scared me earlier. A Belgian psychologist who has studied occupational stress in transport workers described this phenomenon as role reversal, where the professional environment becomes the primary attachment space and the domestic environment becomes the secondary one. In plain language, the truck becomes home and home becomes the place you visit. When this happens, the driver is not choosing the road over his family. He's choosing the only place where he still knows who he is. That is not freedom. That is a symptom. The cruelest thing about road numbness is that the people closest to you feel it before you do. Your partner notices first, not in a dramatic way. They don't sit you down and say, "You seem emotionally absent." It's smaller than that. They stop sharing things to you. Not because they don't want to, because they've learned slowly that when they tell you things, you respond correctly, but you are not quite there. And after enough times of speaking to someone who is present in body but absent in feeling, you stop sharing the things that matter. Your children adapt. Children are extraordinarily good at adapting. They learn the version of you that is available and they build their relationship with that version. They stop asking if you want to come to the school play. Not because they don't want you there, because they've learned the answer. And you, in the cab, on the motorway at night, think things are fine. Nobody's angry, there are no arguments, the family is okay. You have confused the absence of conflict with the presence of connection. I learned this the hard way. It cost me a marriage. It very nearly cost me the relationship with my children. The road does not take these things from you. You give them away, kilometer by kilometer, without noticing. My moment came in a motorway rest area in Belgium. I was parked. I had 2 hours before my next driving window. I was sitting in the cab, eating something from a tin. I don't even remember what. And I was looking at nothing. Not thinking, not feeling, just sitting. And then my phone lit up. A photo from home. My daughter, 7 years old at the time, wearing a hat she'd made at school, smiling directly at the camera the way children smile when they want someone specifically to see them. I looked at the photo, I waited to feel something, and there was a delay, a real measurable delay before the warmth arrived, like a heating system that takes a long time to respond. That delay terrified me, because I remembered when there would have been no delay, when a photo like that would have hit me immediately, viscerally, the way good things are supposed to hit you. The road had put distance between me and the people I drove for. I sat in that rest area in Belgium for a long time after that, and for the first time in years, I did something I had almost forgotten how to do. I felt something. Not joy, not yet, but something adjacent to grief. For the time I had let pass through my hands, without holding it. That grief was the beginning of waking up. I'm not a psychologist. I cannot give you a clinical answer, but I can tell you what helped me. The first thing, naming it, saying out loud, to yourself, to someone you trust, "I think I've gone numb." Not as a weakness, as information, a warning light on the dashboard of your own interior. The second thing, deliberate presence during the moments you have. When you are home, be home, not your body while your mind is on the next route. Actually home. Phone off the table, eyes on the person in front of you. This sounds simple. For someone with road numbness, it requires real effort. The third thing, talk to other drivers. Not about routes and regulations and cargo weights. About this. About how it actually feels. You'll be surprised how quickly the conversation drops into something real when you're the one who goes first. And the fourth thing, and this was the hardest for me, accept that the road changes you, not destroys you, changes you, and that some of those changes can be reversed, but only if you are honest about what has happened. If you recognized yourself in this video, in the glass between you and your family, in the delay before you feel things, in the cab that feels more like home than home does, I want you to know something. You are not broken. You are not a bad father or a bad husband or a bad person. You are someone who has been driving a long time in a life that does not make it easy to feel things, in a culture that tells you that not feeling things is the same as being strong. It is not the same thing. Take the photo, feel the delay, and then feel the grief.
Because the grief means something is still there. It means you haven't lost it. You just need to find it again. Leave a comment if this landed somewhere. I read all of them.